Coming up next on 23 ABC News at 5, disturbing developments. Learn what the suspect in a double murder allegedly sent to a relative and what it now means for the case.
We never had all the money we wanted. We were probably outspent by 50 to 1.
And another one calls it quits. The GOP presidential candidate pool continues to shrink tonight.
Plus, protecting your house, money-saving tips for picking and installing the best security system for your home. 23 ABC News at 5 starts now.
23 ABC News is brought to you in high definition by BMW of Bakersfield. Experience the future today with the all-electric i3, now available. Now, with the latest breaking news, live reports from around Kern County, and your latest weather with Storm Shield Doppler. From the KERO studios in downtown Bakersfield, this is 23 ABC News.
What was once a crowded field of candidates has been narrowed down to just one.
Donald Trump now the last man standing for the Republicans, and 23 ABC's Tweelon Nugent joins us in the live center with details on the latest departure. Tweelon.
Tim, Jackie, Ohio Governor John Kasich announced he's suspending his presidential campaign today. This announcement comes a day after the Indiana primary, where Kasich only pulled a 7.5% of the vote. He made his announcement in Columbus just a couple of hours ago, taking on a somber, reflective tone. He thanked all of his supporters, his financial contributors, and his family.
I was so humbled by the fact that they came and they loved me. They encouraged me.
Kasich also spent a portion of his speech talking about his desire to help people and all of the stories of hope he encountered on his campaign. World News Tonight will have the latest on what's next on the road to the presidency coming up here at 5:30. Back to you.
Tweelon, thanks. Today's breaking developments come after an unprecedented campaign that's divided the party and now the push to unify the GOP before the general election. With calls for a brokered convention and attempts to undermine Donald Trump's campaign to win the nomination, calling the last few months strained might be an understatement. The head of the Republican Party admitted the GOP will need time to heal after months of divisive campaigning, saying in order to win in November, they need to band together behind Trump. And we have continuing coverage of the race for the White House tonight at 6. 23 ABC's Cassie Carlisle has more on what Kern County voters are saying today. You can also follow the race on our website, turn to 23.com, as well as our mobile and tablet apps. That's where you can find all the history of this year's race and who's still in it.
And this just into the 23 ABC newsroom. Breaking news out of central Bakersfield, where emergency crews are on the scene of a reported 4-vehicle crash on Golden State Avenue near F Street. This happened just before 4 o'clock this afternoon. Southbound traffic backed up all the way to Highway 99, and as you can see in these pictures sent to us by our 23 ABC News crew at the scene. So be sure to give yourself a little extra time if you are headed through that area. 3 Bakersfield police cars are heavily damaged tonight after crashing into each other near Buttonwillow this morning. That happened at Highway 46 near Interstate 5 at around 8 o'clock. Investigators say 3 BPD canine vehicles were stopped at a red light when a 4th patrol car caused a chain reaction crash. 3 of the cars now have major damage. Fortunately, though, none of the officers nor the police dogs were hurt. And a death investigation is underway in Bear Valley Springs, where a man was killed in a logging accident today. Kern County fire officials say a tree fell on the logger. It happened around 10 this morning near Deer Trail Drive and Surrey Way. Witnesses say the tree was already cut down and workers were cutting limbs off when the tree shifted, pinning the man between a truck and a rock. The man's name has not yet been released. The outpouring of support continues today for the 9-year-old boy who was hit and killed by a car in Oildale this week. Justin Paz was hit in the driveway of his home Monday morning after an argument between the boy's mother and her boyfriend. Today, friends and family held a vigil near the corner of Lincoln Avenue and Grant Drive in Justin's memory. Police say Justin's mom tried to stop her boyfriend from driving off, and that's when Justin ran around to one side of the car and was hit. It is still not clear if the driver, Tony Santiago, will face any charges.
And another life taken too soon. The West High School softball player who died last week after a sudden heart issue, remembered by her teammates this afternoon. That's where we find 23 ABC's Andrew Worth joining us live now with more on a special game. Andrew?
Tim, just 1 week after the passing of West High's Sierra Gabbert, both teams came together today before their game to honor her the best way they knew possible. Before the start of today's game, all of West High and Golden Valley High's baseball and softball teams lined the infield for a special ceremony honoring Gabbert and her family. The West High coaches and athletic director brought the family to home plate where Sierra's shin guards laid in the dirt, with her home jersey standing over it as a gift to the family. But tears filled the eyes of everyone in attendance as a moment of silence took place, followed by both teams letting off green and gold balloons in her honor. Right now, I was told that Golden Valley is beating West High 7-2, but the team is confident that with Sierra looking over them, that they will be able to come back and get the win for her. Reporting live in Southwest Bakersfield, Andrew Worth, 23 ABC.
New details in the case of a man suspected of murdering his parents this week. Police say Derek Connell sent pictures of his parents' bodies to a relative. A search warrant shows the 29-year-old used FaceTime to connect to a relative in another country and told that relative he found his parents, Christopher and Kim, dead. The relative said the bodies were in pools of blood. Police also found bottles of bleach in Connell's car, and there was bleach on Christopher Higginbotham's body and the floor around him. 14 guns also found in the Northwest Bakersfield home. The district attorney's office says Connell could face the death penalty if convicted.
Bakersfield police have arrested a woman in connection to a massage parlor bust in central Bakersfield. That business is now closed as well after fire hazards were found in the building. It happened at the Gold Massage Parlor on Oak Street near Chester Lane. 53-year-old Ying Chun Lu is facing prostitution charges. After the arrest, code enforcement and fire prevention investigators came out and called the building unsafe because of the fire hazards and unpermitted upgrades. The business will be closed for an unspecified period.
The Bakersfield Police Department stepping up their efforts to get illegal firearms off our streets. So far this year, BPD has seized firearms at a rate of nearly 3 per day. It's a special story we're working on tomorrow for 23 ABC News at 5, how they're focusing on specific parts of Bakersfield to keep the community safe, plus why they think there may be an increase in crime in the coming weeks.
Well, it's a calm before the storm today. Just a gorgeous day, just some mixed clouds here with our sunny conditions. 82 degrees is the temperature, and sunset is at 7:45 p.m. For the next 8 hours, temperatures should be just at 82 degrees by 6 p.m. and around 72 around 8 p.m. It's just another day, another gorgeous day, but the calm before the storm. Here we see the storm just west of us. It's just giving us that cloud coverage that we see here in the valley. No moisture associated with the cloud coverage. By tomorrow at this time, we can see some rain and some isolated thunderstorms. And guys, today is Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you, and I have your detailed forecast in just a few. Now back to you.
All right, Jesus, thanks. As California enters the summer fire season, Kern County fire officials now spreading awareness to residents. Today, several fire agencies gathered in Bear Valley Springs, a place officials fear could be hit hard with fires because of the amount of dying trees. Officials say people who live in mountain communities need to have a ready, set, go plan in place to leave right away if a fire threatens their home.
When there's smoke in the air, it's too late. We want people to be ready, set, go. So ready is to be ready year-round. Actually, emergencies, whether they're earthquakes or the wildland fires, you need to be ready all the time.
Coming up tonight at 6, 23 ABC meteorologist Mike Boyce will have more on the threat for wildfires in Kern County and what you can do to prepare.
A school district divided. Just last week, 23 ABC told you about the controversy at Vineland School District. 23 ABC's Kelly Johnson spoke to the president of the Teachers Association there with today's big development. Kelly?
Jackie, I'm standing in front of Sunset Middle School, and just behind me is a banner talking about Faculty and Staff Appreciation Week. And although it sounds like a cause for celebration, yet another teacher resigned from the district just hours ago.
Effective June 30th of 2016, I'll no longer be employed with the Vineland School District.
Kara Ranney has been teaching at the Vineland School District for 13 years. Not only does she have a rich history with the district, but she's also president of the Vineland Teachers Association.
It seems as though no matter what we could do, we can't do it right. No matter how hard we try, it's not right.
Rainey was one of the key players in negotiating a pay raise for the district's teachers for next school year. But the superintendent says their overall performance doesn't call for a raise. The divided district is worrisome to some parents who believe their kids have great teachers.
They need the best. They need attention, just like the kids need attention.
We have a 9% proficiency rate in math. and a 14% proficiency rate in language arts. We're at the bottom in the county.
Superintendent Matthew Ross says not only is the district underperforming, but the teachers' attendance records have him concerned. And those two issues are hurting the collective bargaining agreement.
The teacher who's here the least amount of time, same pay raise as the one who's here all the time.
In the most recent report, 50% of the teachers and pupil support personnel have 10 or more absences not related to their job so far in the school year.
Unacceptable, especially in a high-needs district like ours.
What started as a battle over pay is now turning into what Rainey calls a battle over respect. She says leaving wasn't an easy decision. She loves the community and her students. Her resignation isn't the first, and she says others are looking to follow suit.
Some have contracts that have been offered to them, and some are leaving regardless if they have a job or not.
The last day in which teachers can resign is on May 15th. Reporting live in Lamont, Kelly Johnson, 23 ABC.
Well, Kern County was asked to give big, and boy did it. More than $173,000 raised during the first 24-hour Give Big Kern fundraiser this week. Those donations will go to more than 150 nonprofits in Kern County. The event was organized by the Kern Community Foundation, with people donating online in the hopes of improving their community. And organizers say it was a big hit.
We're just so thrilled with the way everything worked. It's been great to see people give where they live and support Give Big Kern.
Each organization will also get an additional $100 for every $1,000 raised. Marley Smuts Dog Rescue led the way, raising more than $12,000.
Coming up, security for less. 23 ABC consumer reporter John Matarese shows you how you can protect your home without draining your wallet.
And wildfire in Canada. Massive blazes continue to rage in Alberta. How many people have been forced to evacuate? Jesus.
And a storm system has its eyes on Kern County. Details coming up next.
And it's a night of family comedies with The Middle, The Goldbergs, Modern Family, and Blackish. That's all starting at 8.
Coming up, breaking news, John Kasich now out too. It's Donald Trump. And the new poll tonight at the election was right now who wins, Trump or Clinton. The deadly workplace shooting of former employee, what he shouted. And breaking news on Prince, we have just learned who found him. Next.
The 7-day forecast is brought to you by the Flame Broiler. Visit one of their 4 Bakersfield locations for a quick, delicious, and healthy meal.
And welcome back to 23 ABC News at 5. New developments surrounding the death of Prince. Claims now emerging that Prince's reps were seeking treatment for the music icon's alleged drug addiction the night before he died. A California doctor was allegedly called, but the attempted intervention never happened before Prince was found unresponsive in an elevator at his Minneapolis home. Allegations of drug problems for Prince have been raised after logs of 45 911 calls from the complex have been released. But Prince's former employees say it's not true. His personal chef telling ABC News that Prince rarely even had a sip of wine.
Well, are you worried about break-ins, or many people in your neighborhood are more and more using drugs? It could be a concern for some people in some areas.
Well, 23 ABC consumer reporter John Matarese shows how anyone can easily make their home more secure so you don't waste your money.
With so much crime in the news, many of us would like to take some extra steps to safeguard our homes and family. You might worry that could cost you a fortune, but there are now ways to protect those you love for just a couple $100s.
You've seen the videos on the news.
To sit there and see a guy come through your house and violate your privacy.
Criminals stealing deliveries from doorsteps, some even brandishing guns as they take away any sense of security we used to have.
It's a really scary feeling.
It's just more and more crime.
Jennifer Leemberger and her daughter decided enough was enough.
We've had some car break-ins.
So the Leembergers did what more and more hard-working homeowners are doing.
4 separate cameras here that we have.
They hired Brandon Johnson to install a surveillance system.
With these new motion detector systems, the second somebody shows up near your front or back door, they're on candid camera. Somebody messes with something on your back deck, gotcha.
Just right click, it picks up the motion there, so she's going through.
These small cameras pick up anyone approaching the home.
From the edge of this driveway to right over here.
I love it. It's great.
Jennifer can then see it all on a phone or tablet. A system like this, professionally set up, costs about $1,000. But if you're just a bit handy, you can now do it yourself for $200 or less.
The Swan system here is one of our most popular.
Best Buy home security manager Alex March shows me the growing number of DIY home security systems.
We've got 2 cameras.
$200 buys you this simple 2-camera system. But caution, you'll need a weekend to drill holes and run all this wiring around your home. Too much work?
The system here is the Netgear Arlo.
Then check out easy-to-install Wi-Fi systems like the Arlo security camera.
Completely wireless.
You've heard of Next and its smartphone-controlled thermostats? Well, it's just launched a companion surveillance system, a $100 add-on.
You've got a Nest thermostat, a Nest Protect smoke detector. All these things will talk to each other.
Want more than video surveillance? You can now build your own home alarm system.
DIY alarms like these from Smart Alarm let you set up a Wi-Fi home alarm system for about $150. No monthly monitoring fee. But the simplest system of all may be the $199 Ring Video Doorbell. You stick it next to your front door and it rings your phone and shows you live video of anyone who comes to your door. Jennifer says it's nice to have some security in these insecure times.
You can sit in your chair and just watch everything that's going on. You don't have to keep going to the window anymore.
Is a DIY project too intimidating? Well, most security companies now offer alarm and surveillance packages. For $50 a month, you get a monitored alarm and cameras, and they install it, so you don't waste your money. I'm John Matteries, 23 ABC.
An entire city in Alberta, Canada has been forced to evacuate as a massive wildfire rages. All 80,000 people in Fort McMurray had to leave in the largest wildfire evacuation in that province's history. Fire crews say they're battling explosive conditions, including high temperatures and low humidity, and those conditions were expected to only get worse today. The blaze has engulfed homes and businesses, but the exact number of structures is unknown. Thankfully, no injuries or deaths have been reported.
Typically wouldn't associate wildfires with Canada, but I mean,
in May,
those conditions don't discriminate, right, Jesus? If it's dry and low humidity, and fires can start.
Right, if conditions are right, hey, the fire can start. Just like if conditions are right for a tornado, anything can happen too. Just right now, we just enjoy this beautiful weather today, just because tomorrow will be a whole different story throughout Kern County. Right now, Kern River Valley has some clouds, some puffy clouds. Grapevine has a mix of sun and clouds. And here in downtown Bakersfield, the same story, a mix of sun and clouds. The clouds have kept those temperatures low. 82 degrees here in Bakersfield, 84 for Lamont, 63 for Fraser Park. Over at Tehachapi, 68. And to the desert area, 83 for California City, 87 for Ridgecrest. Now let's talk about this storm system. It's just southwest of us, but it will make its way to Kern County. Right now, we're just seeing all that cloud coverage from the storm system pushing us. You can see all that cloud coverage here in Kern County. Snow showers to the north of us by San Francisco, and some snow showers in the higher elevations. Again, this storm system will move so slow that we can see raining conditions starting tomorrow all the way until Sunday. So I have your details in just a few seconds. In the meantime, we can just see those puffy clouds in the higher elevations and some thin clouds here in the valley. Now, we do have some wind advisory to our west by Taft. We can expect winds up to 45 miles per hour and some blowing dust, so just take your time while driving. Wind speeds over to the west, 12 miles per hour. This is at the lower elevations. At the higher elevations, winds are stronger, between 20 to 25 miles per hour. Over at Mojave, 21 miles per hour. Now, Cinco de Mayo is tomorrow, and I know, folks, a lot of you want to celebrate, but we do have some thunderstorms after 3 p.m. tomorrow. Just take your umbrellas and take your ponchos tomorrow. Now, for Thursday around 4:30 p.m., we'll start seeing those light to moderate showers here in Bakersfield, stronger by the west of us, by Buttonwillow and into Taft. Now, by Thursday 8 p.m., we can see some isolated thunderstorms here in Bakersfield, as well as for Lake Isabella and parts of Delano and Porterville. We'll continue through Friday, and we can see cloudy conditions, and the storm system will be right on top of our heads for Friday. Now, for the next 3 days, temperatures will be 75 for tomorrow, Cinco de Mayo, 40% chance of rain, 50% chance of rain for Friday, and 20% chance of rain for Saturday. Mother's Day, we have a 20% chance. Let's cross our fingers that it doesn't disrupt our Mother's Day celebration. Our Kern River forecast, 65 for tomorrow, and then 40% chance of rain with some isolated thunderstorms into our mountain community, 55 with some isolated thunderstorms.
We don't want to make Mom angry.
We don't.
And you said umbrellas overhead and in your margaritas,
and
right?
in your margarita,
right.
So we don't want to get those diluted.
Thank you, Jesus. 23 ABC back in the community today with a pair of our very own news photographers visiting Stockdale High School. Ramiro Cabrera and Tariq Dugas talked to students in advance of multimedia class House at Stockdale. They explain their jobs and how important it is to what we do here every night on 23 ABC News. Also, probably the first time a news photographer didn't have to shoot a story. They got to go there and watch someone shoot them. So we thank them for being out there.
Most definitely. Still ahead here on 23 ABC News at 5. May the farce be with you. In honor of Star Wars Day today, get a sneak peek at a local film project that honors the franchise. Back in December, 23 ABC's Mike Hart gave you an inside look at a parody of the Star Wars franchise, appropriately called Spoof the Saga. And tonight, May the 4th, the first part of the film is hitting the silver screen.
We gave
Large
him...
ears I have.
Yes.
That's Mike with Barry Michael at AB Media House in the East Hills Mall. Barry Michael, along with Crystal Appleton, have been working on the film for years, with the script being written over the last decade. Well, tonight, the movie will be premiered at the Center for Improv Advancement at 7, along with a live show by the Comic Revengers. Everything was locally shot and involves local talent as well.
I love that they're doing that. You see the Back to the Future stuff they have.
So cool.
What a cool little idea. You got a hobby, pursue it.
Absolutely.
All right, we're back with a final look at your forecast, one that's changing right after this break.
Have a Kern County story that needs to be investigated? Email newstips@turn23.com.
Will be a rainy day, Cinco de Mayo, with 40% chance of rain with some isolated thunderstorms. So take your umbrellas tomorrow to work.
The little umbrella in the glass.
Yes.
And the little umbrella in the margarita. Love it. That's it for us here at 5. World News with David Mira is next. We'll see you tonight at 6.